Hi everyone, my name's Omar.
And my name is Lorraine, and welcome to a brand new Insights podcast.
This podcast will help creatives like yourself figure out what university is all about.
We'll be chatting about all things from picking the correct degree for you, utilising that 27 grand and finding that creative confidence.
Hi everyone, we are back with this episode. What are we talking about?
Today we're talking about jobs after university.
Jobs after uni.
Dun dun dun.
That's the conundrum, or some people's worst fears, especially parents. I feel like parents have this fear because I've been asked so many times by parents when I've been when I do talks and stuff like that.
What job can you get?
Yeah, like I'm really worried about my son, my daughter, or whoever. I'm worried about them. Like after they finish their degree, are they gonna get a job? And obviously students have this sort of like anxiety as well. But so we're gonna kind of talk about that. Like talk about my experience after leaving university. I guess talk about your experience while you're in university, but also the stuff that you've been doing while at university, which is really key that we can talk about later, which is like...
I guess like prepare you for the final hurdle.
For that professional lifestyle that we've all been longing for. I can talk about mine quickly, or my experience.
Because Omar, you finished uni, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm done. It's over. Now I'm in the real world. But no, I've been lucky in terms of before I did illustration and visual media, I have been freelancing on and off for a while. So freelancing or commission-based work is basically where you kind of work for yourself. People ask you for particular things. Like for me, it was always to do like with logos or pictures or illustrations depicting someone's idea. And then you do the work and you get paid for it. So that's what I've been doing for a bit now. And I was doing that before I went into university, during university, and now after university. So that's really helped me with kind of...
generating an income?
Yeah, generating an income, and also like transforming my sort of work, my workload, and what type of clients I want, what type of work I want to do. So at first there was a lot of logo work, and as easy as it is, it's not something that I want to be doing. So it started transforming more into like the stuff that I wanted to be doing, which is more like illustration-based pieces, editorial pieces, magazines, posters for particular forms of media. And but that's the reason why it's transformed like that is because where I went when I was in uni, that's what I wanted to do. Like I started realizing this is where I want to go, or this is a good way of like me kind of generating that financial income while also enjoying the work.
How did you decide on the freelancing route?
So I was approached. It just kind of happens like these kind of weird, not luck. It's not luck, but it's just on a whim. Someone sees your work and they're like, "Oh, it's really good," and then I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much."
Just like that.
Yeah, that's all. Oh, thank you. And then they were like, can I ask you to do something for me and I'll pay you? And that's how it starts.
Okay.
That's how it started for me. I know for some people it doesn't start that way. For some people it's like, no, they go on a website or they get attention off Instagram, or they go on a website like, let's say for example, Fiverr. Fiverr is a freelancing website, so you can...
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can charge a Fiverr for a particular service. You can charge more, but I think the minimums are $5. So
Oh, that's cool.
That's really, it's really nice. And also other stuff like Facebook and blah blah blah. But Yeah, so these sort of platforms are really good, but I didn't start off with the platforms. But as I was putting more work up on Instagram, for example, I would get attention off that, and people would DM me and say, "Hey, look, I've got this project. Do you want to work for me?" Or I'll get emails because I would
Yeah.
put my email on my Instagram, and I'll get emails of
Yeah.
particular people that want to do
Yeah,
projects.
so you put your work on like a social media platform
Yeah,
and generated like I
yeah.
guess a presence from there.
So that's been pretty much me. But I've after university, leaving uni, I kind of have a clearer idea of what type of freelance work I want to be doing. But at the same time, saying that, I have been recently looking for more industry-based work within like other media outlets like film studios or studios generally. And it's been a bit tough. But the reason why is because I need to understand the industry. I have to research the industry, research companies. What companies do I want to work for? I can't just be, you know, sending out the same cover letter here and there,
Yeah.
like to every company
There's
without
different approaches, isn't there?
exactly. So yeah, I think that's where my interest has been lying recently, and I know if I apply myself and with my portfolio, especially making a website, making a good Instagram, making a good also putting my work up on other portfolio platforms, I will eventually generate like that interest again,
Yeah.
but this time not through private clients, but from actual corporate clients or corporate enterprises that want to use my services, and I get a contract or something like that. Yeah, it's an interesting road right now, so we'll see how it goes. But and the only reason I'm doing it as well, real quick, is because I have particular friends that have been doing it also, and they've been giving me advice. And this is what we've been speaking about. This like in the previous episodes about collaborating and staying in contact with friends and peers and even tutors.
Yeah.
They
Because
kind of
they will be your jobs.
yeah,
in a way.
they help. Yeah, no, they help with that step up and giving you advice and also the links to particular jobs. So they've definitely helped me out. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. Obviously, COVID kind of ruined a lot of things for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So opportunities have diminished at that time, but now things are they're coming up because I think a lot of people are kind of done with COVID. They kind of have to live their life. But yeah, that's where I'm at. But there's something I find interesting with your story.
My story.
Yeah, your story, which is because you're currently taking a little break, but while you were studying, I remember you telling me that you were doing internships,
Yeah.
a lot of internships while studying. So that's something I did do a gap year, and I did do some internships, but that was only in my gap year. But you've been doing internships while studying,
Yeah. For a
so
while.
yeah, for a while. So yeah, tell us something, some stuff about that.
Yeah, I guess it just when I was thinking about like uni or even just a bit before uni, I feel like I was aware that the whole creative industry is somewhat made up of loads of freelancers. So I knew that it would be a thing of taking jobs here and there and building it up and making sure I was keeping in contact with certain people. So I feel like I did internships just to build my experience, but also to dabble in everything. So even from when I was in college, I was doing internships with fashion promotion, like PR agencies. I would intern at Fashion Week. I would intern on video sets. So I just kept that going all the way just to make sure that I was getting that industry experience. But what students will find is that when they do get onto their degree, some courses have either a year placement, like an optional placement year. They'll have a 5-week placement module within their course. So I guess it's using that to your advantage and making sure you get that industry experience, because it just does a little bit extra for your CV that I found personally. Yeah. And also I just felt like in first and second year, it was important to establish myself for jobs after uni.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the way the industry is, the creative industry, is not plain sailing. It's not a straight line.
No, it's a bit chaotic.
It is chaotic.
Yeah.
It's here and there. So it's just putting the steps in. And obviously you can't completely control the direction that your career can go in.
Yeah.
But I know there's certain things that I could do as a student, as a creative coming into the industry, which was taking internships.
Yeah.
And shadowing people and asking the right questions and making sure that my CV was somewhat current and up to date, as well as my portfolio, because it is hand in hand. When you're doing your degree, it is important to concentrate on the course at hand, but then don't neglect that real life experience.
Right, yeah. So what gave you the incentive though to do an internship? Because when I was studying, when I was in college, for example, I didn't know, like, again, maybe I was distracted or maybe I wasn't told, but I didn't know anything about internships or these type of job opportunities while studying, you know, even working for free just to get some experience. Like, I did work experience before, obviously, like, you know, it's like, you have to do it, but never have I been told, like, oh,
keep doing it.
Keep doing it in terms of this industry, especially if you want to be a creative. Yeah. So what gave you that incentive? Like, what were you told?
I think it wasn't necessarily told. I think it just comes with the conversation. So it could be someone in a lecture telling us how they got to where they are, and it's always about the foundation. So. Whether it was a lecture, whether it was someone I came across, whether it was someone I emailed, Zoom call, whatever, I'll just be like, how did you do it? Like, and everyone's journey is different, so it is important to not like fixate on the journey of what the people are doing. Yeah. But I think it's important to make sure that you're just saying, how did you do it? Okay, they said they interned or they was a runner on this set. Okay, I need to be a runner. Yeah. I need to go do that. I need to make sure that I start off here. Because it's just about the experience. It's just more than what a book can give you. And it's not always for everyone, but it's good to also know, because I think it's good to make sure that you're understanding the different areas of the industry. Because remember, when we started, it seemed as if there was only 5 jobs in the industry and there's so much more. So when you're having that experience, you're making sure that, oh, okay, like I could do that job, that job. I'm not great at that. I need to practice more at this. Oh, how do I do this? It's not always taught on the internet. But I think it was just talking to people and understanding how they got to where they got to. And being like, okay, I kind of want to do that.
Knowing their story.
Yeah, sort of kind of want to do that. So I'm going to kind of do it this way. And then if I don't like that, I'll just go to a different
but staying on track with the plan of getting these sorts of work experiences from the industry outside of university. That's just really interesting because a lot of students I see don't necessarily take advantage of that. Like outside the fact that you have the safety net of university, but then you also have the opportunity to like work outside and
there's so many benefits. Like, so for example, the job that you were just running for in your first year could be the job that you get once you come out of uni because they liked you so much they kept you on. Or like the person that you were interning, they take you on to create a couple of graphic tees for them or whatever because they like your style. So it's good to let other people know, because I think it just kind of sets you apart as well, because when you finish uni, that whole month of when people are graduating, there is a lot of people going for jobs. You kind of want to do it a bit earlier. You don't want to be in like a big list of people that have just freshly graduated and they're looking for internships or they're looking for a job. It's easier said than done. Obviously, if you have the opportunity to intern, I really recommend it if you have the opportunity to do it. But it just helps you a bit better because they're already familiar with you. They've known you for 2 years, a year, like 6 months before. So you already have that relationship.
And you can add it to your CV too.
Yeah, exactly. And and you find that like in the industry, people unfortunately, there's a thing called like the hidden job market,
Yeah.
where people actually do hire within their companies or within friends or colleagues that they already know.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to obviously have the relationships before
Yeah.
before that big drop of so many students going for the same job. That's why it is honestly hard. But if you can just do it a bit earlier and just prepare yourself or kind of expose yourself to where you want to be, because it's not just about getting a job, it's about getting a job that you like. Sometimes you'll like romanticize this big company that you want to work for.
Like Apple.
Yeah, and then you get there and you're like, oh, I hate this. I don't want to work here. So I think it's also for you, not just for them. But that's why, like, work experience is basically just, like, I guess the baby steps of actually working.
It is.
There's no real commitment there.
And I guess, well, not guess, but we know that when you're doing these work experiences, you get to network with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like very important people that want to help you out because they can see the sort of talents that you have. But yeah, I think we can talk about networking on the
next podcast
because that is another kettle of fish in terms of approaching.
It's so important, networking.
And yeah, definitely the approach of it. But yeah, no. That's some really good points there.
Yeah.
I think...
like always, we hope it's been insightful. And if you're just looking for any jobs so far, or how to get an internship or where to get them, all the links will be below. So feel free to check them out.
Defo. Cool.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Bye.
We'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thanks for listening. If you got any questions, drop us a DM on Instagram at UAL_insights. Don't forget to check out the Insights website and resources in the links below. See ya.